Wait. All I gotta do is bring up something from WWE, watch you justify it like a and then watch me tell you why that's stupid because you don't apply that same logic to AEW. It's easy. It's easy work.
All right.
It's not easy to crumble that type of logic. All right. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, oh, well, it's different because when Mankind did it, he did it this, and this way, so it made it acceptable. Or when Randy Orton did it, or when Jeff Hardy did it, or when CM Punk did. It's always going to be like, well, when they did it, it's okay because they did it this specific way that I would have booked it. But because AEW did it this way, now it's bad. So it's kind of like, it's easy work. It's easy work.
So what you're saying is
I need to do is establish that you don't see it as equivalent to the thing that you love.
So what you saying is, y'all can hear it? Y'all can hear it now? Did y'all hear that?
Better.
Did y'all hear that bullshit you just said?
I got 30 minutes to cook you.
They ain't doing it.
And it's only gonna take me 5.
Okay, people heard you. So I'm assuming you talking about, let's just like when you say Mick Foley, I'm assuming you're talking about him being thrown off the Hell in a Cell.
No. What? Mick Foley had a ton of matches. What are you talking about?
But I'm saying, like, okay, when you compare Darby Allin to,
matter of fact, that whole entire Attitude Era was that, and then that Attitude Era ended up birthing ECW. What are you talking about? We had like 10 years of gruesome matches.
You realize I wasn't even alive for the Attitude Era.
Triple H, Shawn Michaels.
I would never.
Three stages of hell.
You realize that I can never defend the Attitude Era because I wasn't alive for it, right?
I don't care whether you was alive for it. You gonna watch it or you not gonna watch it.
I don't watch it, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about?
What we not gonna do is like AEW.
So you like? Did you watch it? Did you watch Revolution? Did you watch Revolution?
We're never gonna do. We're not gonna sit here and act like they didn't do something that's already been done. I did. It was a great show. You should have watched.
Did you like the glass spot?
I thought it was cool. Me personally, I feel like it's more innovative to do different stuff outside of just fall on top of stuff, and I feel like that across wrestling in general. But I thought it was cool.
Is that not what he did though?
What?
He just dove on glass.
Yeah, and Mick Foley dove off of Hell in a Cell.
He was thrown off the Hell in a Cell.
Okay, cool. He fell through it too.
And it was sold as if he died. Like it was sold as
what? How'd you get that?
He got stretchered off. What are you talking about?
Yes, that's the point. It's a gruesome match. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to rank stipulations?
Did Darby Allin get stretchered off, or did he get up 5 minutes later?
It's never been applied to hardcore matches before. That's the problem with you. You try to act like AEW did something completely brand new. It's been done before.
No, the problem is they do this shit every week.
It doesn't matter. You don't gotta like it. That's the problem. You trying to make AEW be about you.
No,
it ain't gotta be like that.
Listen. People come to me. People come to me because I'm not the vocal minority. I'm not.
You're the majority, bro.
Huh?
You're the majority.
You're right. We agree because it's stunt double. It don't make sense. It's literally just. It's crash course wrestling, and
but you understand why you're the majority, right?
Why am I the majority?
Because your majority is WWE, my friend.
No,
I don't know if you grasp that concept. But your majority is AEW.
You AEW fans. No, just because. Hold on. Listen.
I love both.
Listen.
I love both. And I think WWE is a better product. But you can't accept that you in the majority for a reason.
No.
You're in the majority of the biggest wrestling conglomerate in the world. Period.
But the problem with AEW fans is just the moment you tell them you don't like something in AEW, they immediately go. Listen.
I'm not letting that.
You gotta listen, bro. This is a conversation. You gotta talk. Listen. The problem with AEW fans is the moment you tell them it's about this Darby Allin glass spot. The problem with this glass spot is This motherfucker, 2 nights later, is gonna show up on live television and tell me he got one more match and he's going away to Mount Everest. You had the prime storyline right there. He could have got thrown off the glass and went away. Like, why are we not using, like, at least make it make sense? At least, like, bruh. And then Sammy Guevara just did the same exact shit a couple weeks ago. He dove off the same ladder through the same objects, not the same objects, but the same stunt 2 weeks earlier. So the problem is, like, when Jeff Hardy did this shit, he got stretchered off. When, like, when, like, I just like my wrestling to make sense. And it's the same.
No,
WWE don't make
you
sense.
like your
When
you
WWE
like your
don't make
wrestling
sense,
fed
I
with a
call it out.
WWE brand stuff on it, bro. That's the
No,
hard truth. You'll come to recognize this 10 years later, and you'll come back and you'll hug me and be like, you know what? You was feeding me truth. You was feeding me some wisdom.
Don't make
You
sense,
like
I
your
call it out.
wrestling on a WWE dick slap
What's
platter.
your favorite? What's your favorite match of all time?
What's my favorite match of all time?
Yeah.
You really want to know that answer?
Yeah, I do. I genuinely do.
Do you really want to know the answer? Nobody ever likes my answer.
What's your favorite match of all?
Nobody ever. All right, Rock versus John Cena.
Which one?
Number one, because it was supposed to be the only one.
Why is it your favorite match?
I don't know if I agree with the ending still to this day. I think it was stupid to do it twice. I think John Cena should have got put over.
Why is it your favorite match?
Why is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, story. I love the story of it. The story of it was very real. Kayfabe. All the way through. I mean, John Cena had real problems and personal issues with Rock. Rock ended up having some personal issues with him.
So past because you were the first person to tell me I was tripping when I said Jay White was buried. Do you agree with me now?
That he's buried?
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely looked at that way, for sure.
So,
for sure.
Do you remember the hype of Jay White coming into AEW?
Yeah, I was around for it. It's cool.
No. I'm not saying you're wrong for it.
Respectfully, though, you're talking to somebody who didn't. You're talking to somebody who wasn't a fan of Jay White.
Okay, let's go.
I say that loosely, though. I don't want you to take that and run with it.
No,
I say that loosely because I didn't. Mind you, anything past Kenny Omega, I'm not a fan of.
What you mean?
With Bullet Club, for the most part. Anything past Kenny Omega, I'm not a big fan of.
Okay.
Because to me, with Jay White, how do I explain this? Jay White's wrestling style is much more akin to a WWE style. But his moves don't have like the explosion of AJ Styles, Finn Balor, or Prince Devitt, and Kenny Omega. He doesn't have that explosive style. It's much more WWE slowish, sluggish kind of style. And I don't know. It's cool, but I like that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn explosive type of style. So that's just me personally. So I was never that big on Jay.
You like the no selling? Do you like the no selling?
It depends on who it is.
What you mean?
It depends on who it is. Like
who?
When Cody Rhodes does the Dusty Rhodes, like no selling, like he starts shaking and vibrating, he starts elbowing you and doing the swirly swirl Dusty Rhodes.
You like that?
That stuff is cool.
Oh, I don't.
But I don't know if I like it.
I'm not a fan of it, but
you didn't watch Hulk Hogan matches growing up, did you?
Did I not? You said what?
You didn't watch Hulk Hogan matches growing up, did you?
Nah, the closest I got to watching Hulk Hogan matches was playing the Legends of WrestleManias and stuff like that. But it's like even when Hulk Hogan used to Hulk up, it is like there's a way to do it for it to make sense. There's a way to do it to actually get you to hype up and stuff. But when
Moxley does it,
I'm bringing, huh?
I thought you were gonna say Moxley.
Moxley is just different. What I'm saying is,
I mean,
What I'm alluding to is the Will Ospreay and Takeshita exchange. I know you ain't on Twitter, but
let me guess, you didn't like that either. You
when we're
called it
just
gymnastics.
doing moves to each other.
But see, this is my point, right? This is my point with you.
How does that entertain you?
You know what's interesting about me? We're around, or we might be the exact same age. Here's what's interesting. We and you have taken two different paths, and probably in terms of our experience with wrestling. You probably took a very basic, streamlined path. Me, I got to a certain age. I think we were entering PG era. I was still a kid, still like 7, 8 years old. No, I think it was like 9 or so. And I got CDs, DVRs, all different types of stuff of old WrestleManias. So I would go through the timeline of Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage, Roddy Piper, just classic dudes.
Yeah.
Just go through the motions of their matches. And for me, you could kind of as you watch, you could kind of see the style shift. But once it gets to the Attitude Era, going into Ruthless Aggression, there's a cross, right? So WCW, obviously it lost to WWE, and then the rosters got merged. From there, you can see a merging of like how styles start to clash together, right? You could ask someone like, "Oh, does Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan wrestle a similar style?" Not at all. Not even close. One is significantly more agile, much more technical, but these dudes could still work a match together.
Right.
They could do it very well. And my thing is this: once we get past into Ruthless Aggression era and we get ECW and all that, then you get your Chris Benoit's, who take that Bret Hart style and get more technical with it, and Eddie Guerrero and etc. My point is with you is this: you are looking at it of the scope of the strict line that you follow with wrestling. For people like me who ended up, because I'm still technically considered young, I went back to watch different stuff. My
what do you think
introduction
my
into
scope
indie
is?
wrestling.
What do you think my scope is? What do you think my scope is?
I think your scope is very mainstream basic.
Like,
I don't think you like different stuff. I don't think you like any of that. I think you hate it. I think that indie scene that you claim to love, I think you got into it the same way I did, but you didn't actually fall in love with it.
I've never.
Hold on, follow me on this.
I never claimed. Hold on, I got
that indies.
I've never claimed to like the indie scene. I always tell y'all I've never seen a Ring of Honor match. I've never seen a New Japan Pro Wrestling match.
We definitely talked about CM Punk. You didn't let me finish. Though, that's what I'm saying.
I still
let
have
me
never
seen
a Ring of Honor match. I started watching one. I forgot with who, but I just
okay.
Let
me ask you,
Ring of Honor match.
How far have you gone to CM Punk's career?
From I honestly, I swear to God, up until like what 5 months ago, I didn't even know he was an OVW. When he first came to WWE. So I probably from his ECW debut onwards.
Okay. But have you ever gone back and watched some of his older stuff? Because I've linked it in the chat. So this is what I'm trying to get you. All right. So here's my point. You've seen some of the indie stuff. You thought they were cool. Granted, you never praised them, so I'll give you that. But my thing is this. The things that you love about CM Punk are indie. Whether you want to admit that or not, CM Punk would say it to your face. He would say it to my face. He would say it in front of the camera. Okay. The things you love about him are indie. So, irregardless of what you think about it, you have to recognize where your cross line is. You don't like indie. You're not a big fan of it. You trash a lot of it. The style of AEW is much more indie centric than it is big mainstream appeal centric. It's not WrestleMania 40. It's not 28. No, it's just, we're putting on phenomenal matches. So you don't have to like it for what it is, but you could at least acknowledge and accept and be like, this isn't for me. This isn't for me, but I can say that this was cool for some people. That's why I said in the chat, how can WWE acknowledge that they did something great and you can't? They said congratulations to this thing. They had a phenomenal match. Everybody's praising it. Everybody's like, oh, this is
Actually,
a great
nah,
match.
Michael Cole cut that off real quick. So Pat McAfee went off.
Stop it.
Bro, look at I
Stop it.
said it. I
Stop
tweeted
it.
it.
Watch it.
I literally
Watch it
tweeted it.
again.
Pat McAfee
Watch
said
it.
that was a great match last night. Michael Cole switched the conversation with the quickness. But
because they're on television, Brody. That don't
exactly.
even make sense.
Okay, but all right.
But
Let me
irregardless, if this
rebuttal.
was
Let me rebuttal though.
if this was Vince McMahon era, would that have been said at all? Yes or
No,
no?
of course not. What is your point?
Okay, so the point is this: they saw it, they clearly acknowledge it, and they didn't have to say it was good. They didn't have to say they thought it was fire, but they did. So, irregardless of what your headcanon is about the situation, what was said. And that's the point. So when it comes to the AEW topic, you're like, oh, they're just flipping and diving off play. That's cool, but that's stuff that you've already seen. And if you don't like that style, that's fine. No one's telling you you gotta love it. You don't gotta love a doggone thing. But recognize it's the way that they do things. You gotta recognize there's a crowd who, like, let's keep it a buck. You love Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, don't you? Don't lie.
It depends on which one you're talking about.
I don't know. I don't know what match they put on that was bad. Respectfully.
The last one I remember was like, I think it was like a no disqualification match, and it was like rushed as fuck. But the NXT ones, yeah.
I mean,
the NXT ones, I was a fan of them.
Right. So all of that. Matter of fact, NXT is the best example I can give you right now because I do got to go to bed in like 20.
All right, but you got to let me rebuttal.
NXT.
You can't talk the whole time.
All right, I ended off with the NXT thing. NXT is just the indie stuff. And if you can't admit that and admit all the stuff that you love about WWE's modern era, that comes from indie scene. And I think that's the biggest thing you could take away is you could not like it, but you could take things away from it. You know?
Okay. So to rebuttal, well, actually, let me go on that last point. I don't watch NXT either. Like the black and gold era, I missed that. I was not an NXT guy, but I like though that Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, Tyson Kidd era was so big that it was like one of those things you couldn't miss. But back to the thing, the thing is, I just like my wrestling to make sense. I'm not some WWE homer. I will be the first to tell you when WWE is terrible. I'll be the first to tell you when WWE is boring. Like I said in the chat earlier, other than this CM Punk return promo, I have not watched a full 3 hours of Monday Night Raw since 2012 Raw 1000. I'm not some WWE homer. I'll be again. But again, that was Pat McAfee saying that match was good. That was not WWE. Go rewatch it. Michael Cole cuts that man off with the quickness.
Bro, so Michael Cole started the comment, bro.
Pat, okay, but it's a difference in saying congratulations on your retirement and good match last night. Again, rewatch it.
Oh my
rewatch it. I'll send it in the
That's
Discord.
grasping at straws, though, Brody.
I'm telling you,
you keep saying it don't make sense.
Hold on. What you mean? All right, hold on. But I'm saying I like my wrestling to make sense. I like continuity. I like storylines. I like things to engage you. I like storytelling within the match. You can tell me that CM Punk learned all of this stuff in the indies, but there is a huge difference between CM Punk versus MJF, both matches, and MJF versus Jay White, MJF versus even Samoa Joe. That match was bad. I'm talking about the first one because I like my wrestling I like what I'm invested in to make sense. Because if, like, for instance, MJF, he was selling a neck injury. I've seen this man get power drive on like an exposed mat. I've seen him get muscle bustered on the hardest part of the ring and kick out. I've seen him have to go to the hospital, come back, and then he's doing RKOs over the top rope and winning still. He turned into, and my biggest problem with AEW fans was y'all was the people telling me my wrestling, what I like didn't make sense. What I like was bad. Roman Reigns couldn't wrestle. Roman Reigns couldn't cut a promo. John Cena couldn't wrestle. John Cena couldn't cut a promo. Y'all, I grew up y'all telling me this. And then I go watch the Young Bucks. These motherfuckers can't cut a promo to save their lives. Kenny Omega can't cut a promo to save his life. Kenny Omega matches don't make sense. It's just moves. MJF is Super Cena. Y'all boo John Cena out of every, and it was the AEW fans. It was the same people. It was the same people who filling up the stadiums every pay-per-view. Is the same ones who was booing Super Cena. And then y'all get Super MJF and y'all act like he the greatest thing since sliced bread.